Cedric the Entertainer is one of the original kings of comedy. He's made us laugh in films like Barbershop, Madagascar, and The Honeymooners. Here he is as Boyce in his TV show, The Soul Man. Let's have a look.
But boys, I started Chocolate Chicks.
Yes, you did.
I laid the chocolate eggs they hatched from.
You the mother hen.
Them doing this without me is like Destiny's Child without Beyonce. Ain't nobody buying that ticket.
That's right, babe. Plus, Nikki talking about they gonna go all here with it. And then she was like, you gonna be like this. And then she was like,
Please welcome to the show, Cedric the Entertainer and our friend and colleague, Dr. Freda Lewis Hall, the Chief Medical Officer of Pfizer. Cedric, you're known as a funny man, without a doubt, but you're here today to talk about something that's not really a laughing matter.
Yeah, not a laughing matter. Here to talk about diabetic peripheral neuropathy. It's very personal to me. My dad has this condition and also has type 2 diabetes, and so I wanted to come and talk about that.
You know, and in addition to Cedric's father, 29 million people in the United States are affected by diabetes. Now, 8 million of them don't even know that they have it. They're undiagnosed. And a staggering 86 million people have glucose intolerance, which is a higher than normal level of blood sugar, which leads to a higher risk in the development of diabetes.
Studies show about half of people with diabetes will eventually develop diabetic peripheral neuropathy. That affects the feet, the hands, and Cedric, you mentioned your dad. How has it affected him?
I noticed this. My dad, who loves to get outside, loves to garden, like to work in the yard, mow his own, grass. I noticed he stopped and wanted to do these things. And when we noticed that he didn't really want to talk about that pain. Like most black fathers and African Americans, they don't really want to talk about this kind of thing. They're kind of afraid to find out what's the truth and or what this pain could mean. So, I think that's what he was just kind of in denial about it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another reason that people don't talk to their doctors about pain, and that is they can't figure out how to describe it. And I know that sounds really strange, but a recent survey found that 81% of people with diabetic peripheral neuropathy said they couldn't figure out how to describe this pain because it was different than anything that they had experienced before. Some people talk about a shooting pain or a stabbing pain. Other people talk about tingling or throbbing. Some people say, well, this is like radiating, or it's pins and needles sticking in me all the time. Some people even say, it feels like an electric shock is going through their bodies. And in addition to that, some people may also experience sensitivity or numbness to touch. And last but not least, sometimes people say, you know what? Sometimes it doesn't bother me much in the day, but it really gets bad at night.
And let's talk about what causes these symptoms or this pain. Elevated blood sugar, especially over a long period of time, that interferes with the ability of the nerves to transmit signals to the brain. It can also weaken the walls of those small blood vessels that supply the nerves with much needed oxygen and nutrients. Other factors that can contribute, things like high cholesterol, overall inflammation, smoking, even excess use of alcohol can exacerbate symptoms.
The longest nerve in the body is the one that goes to the feet. So people with diabetic peripheral neuropathy have to take especially good care of their feet because those are the nerves that are most likely to be damaged. Well, what does that mean? It means comfortable shoes that fit, and it means checking every day to make sure that you've cleaned, moisturized, and that you've checked your feet for things like blisters or cuts.
Mm-hmm. And if you do experience loss of sensation in the feet, you may not notice sores or injuries. That can be a big problem. Your doctor should do a complete check on your feet once a year and a quick check at every visit. And Cedric, I was just going to ask you, what do you want people to know about this condition more than anything else?
Well, my main reason for getting involved is to advise people they don't have to suffer in silence. I partnered up with Pfizer and the American Diabetes Association to do an educational program called Step On Up. We asked people to go to the website, steponup.com. There is a diabetic nerve pain assessment there you can take. And again, make sure that you go and talk to your doctor about this condition. It's very serious and it can be treated. Steponup.com.
And of course, you could always go to gethealthystayhealthy.com where there's also more information and a link to Step On Up.
Yeah.
Well, Cedric, thanks so much for joining us today. We wish, Your father the best. Anyone suffering with this, Dr. Freda Hall, as always, a pleasure. We'll be right back.